government, sir, that needs to be opened up before the American people. White folk rule us with fear. It is not white people, it's your fear of them that you got to be freed from.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
It is time for us to use our power. Please do not beg folks for power. Nobody is going to give it to you. You were born with power.
Some very sad news for all of you, the people who love peace all over the world. Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
But the hard truth is that not everyone is sharing in this city's splendor and glory. There are more poor than ever, more families in trouble, more and more people who need help but can't find it.
A struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself.
We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment.
And so we say to all in this nation who would dare listen to us, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Asian, Latino, that we are brothers and sisters in a long and difficult struggle.
It's all about money. Holding you there, sucking the government with funding, the state. Holding you in college for 4 and 5 years when if the college taught you right, you could be out of there in 2 years. As the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you start where you want it to end, start there and see how fast the people's minds will grab it. Before you know it, you have attention and you have devotion because you are working with the speed of the new mind that God is creating. And that's why the world, this world, is falling. You got people so wise and so wicked. They know how smart the children are, but they intentionally dumb them down. Because if you're too smart, you'll peep the game that's being played. We can't have you too smart, Negro. You'll see the game that we're playing on you, and you'll revolt against us. And we can't have that. So let's put more fluoride in the water. They say it's to protect your teeth from having cavities. Lies. We didn't have fluoride in the water when I was coming up, and we hardly knew what a cavity was. But all your mouths are filled with cavities, and you got fluoridation in all the water. But it's a kind of a chemical that dulls. makes you susceptible. You don't realize that the government is plotting not your rise and the rise of the American people, but to dumb them to a degree where the few people that control the media and the money can herd you like sheep into directions that are destructive to you, but advantageous to them. Who are the 85%? Who are the 10%? And who are the 5%? The 85% are the poor, poison animal eaters. You eat the wrong kind of food that dumbs you mentally. You believe in a mystery God. Listen to me. You don't see the law of cause and effect. You know, if the effect is real, the cause is just as real as the effect. But you see the rain and you attribute it to a spook God, when in reality the God is as real as you are. So you sitting around waiting for some mystery God to pop out of the sky to do for you what you could unite and do for yourself.
Yes, sir.
You don't want knowledge. You have faith.
Come on, leader.
God will make a way.
Come on. That's what we say.
God will make a. He will. But he'll help you to make one for yourself.
That's right.
It's not that you don't have faith in God, but faith has to be supported or complemented with knowledge. You don't sit around and watch TV all day saying God will make a way. How the world turns. General Hospital, which I'm always in, but can't pay the bill. All my children. I'm not trying to be funny, but you're being purposely dumbed.
Yes, sir.
Why is the media controlled by just a few people? All the mass media. What is that for? See, you can be herded now. Just look at you. Just look at your thinking. There was a time in our life when in Boston, I went to a boys and girls for the first 3 years, up to the 3rd grade. Boys and girls. Well, who's interested in girls and boys in kindergarten? I mean, you know. But you better check it today. We fast.
Yes, sir. Right.
We're very fast today. But when we left the 3rd grade, the girls went to a girls' grammar school, boys went to a boys' grammar school. When we went to high school, English High was all boys, Latin was all boys, Tech was all boys, Memorial was all boys, Brandeis, all boys. Girls had their high school, boys had theirs. We wasn't sissies. But when you have the opposite sex pulling on you, it defeats the process of learning.
Yes, sir.
So we learned in an all-male, all-female environment. We meet each other at the college level when we are more mature about who we are as a female, who we are as a male.
Yes, that's right. Yes, sir.
That's an intelligent way that we were developed.
Yes, sir.
Way back then. Now, you're all together, and you're all looking, you can hardly study. She come to school with these hip huggers on, half her belly out.
Right.
He'd come to school with these pants. hanging down, his drawers is showing.
Right.
What is this? It's almost like a freak show.
Right. That's what it is.
And if we test you to see what you learned, you probably didn't get out of the 6th grade, but you graduated now. Mentally. So all that's available for you now is armed forces, crime, and the few of you that are smart, you fit into corporate America.
All right.
Where there's always a glass ceiling. You look good, you know what I mean? In your Brooks Brothers suit and your BMW, you know what I mean? But you still in that society. We have to realize if we want a future for our people, we have to think about the future.
Yeah, that's right.
30 years ago, I came back from overseas to speak in New Orleans to the National Conference of Black Social Workers. And it had just come out in the newspaper that blacks' birth rate was so much greater than the white birth rate. They said that the white birth rate was, for every white child born, a white person was dying. So it's zero population growth. So that meant that there was an older number of whites and a smaller youth population of whites. And they were saying, and this is also happening in Europe, and in Pat Buchanan's book, The Death of the West, he points out where white people are dying a natural death, that in Europe in the next 100 years there wouldn't be no white people at the rate that it's going. Now look at this. In America, it's the same pattern. The white women have to find fertility drugs. What's happening to you? I can't have no babies.
Right.
Well, here, take this. Now you got a litter.
Yeah.
The black man and the black woman, it seemed like they were so fertile.
Come on.
You know, like you drop a seed and something happens.
Wow. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Welcome to the Prince Carter Show. I'm your host, Prince Carter. We're going to be around this morning talking about a few things as it relates to the community and some of the things we're going to be talking about, how we're going to be pressing forward in the days to come. I have a question first and foremost I want to just throw out there this morning. Why is it that we have allowed our children today to just be around grown folks when they're having any and every and all kind of conversations? Children are all off into grown folks' business. Is it that the adults have lost so much respect for the children that they're willing to say and do anything in front of them? I recall when I was a child coming up, children were not allowed to be in the room where grown folks were talking and drinking, or if they were smoking or whatever. We weren't allowed back then to be in and sit around grown folks. We had to go to our room or go outside and play. But today, parents are doing any and everything and saying any and everything in front of the children. Is that part of the reason or part of the cause that we have the turmoil that we have in our community today as relates to the lack of respect and decency and so on and so forth? We have so many people that just have a total and blatant disregard for respect, and that's something that really impacts and affects our community. That's just something I wanted to throw out there this morning. But I'm going to be talking about this American Rescue Plan money again. As you all quite well know, it was in the media earlier this week or last week, as relates to the American Rescue Plan monies that have been held hostage for 1,000. It's been 1,313 days, I do believe, that these emergency funds have been held hostage, is what I'm calling it. I want people to understand that silence is acceptance. When you're silent about something, that means you just don't care no more, and you're going along with it. I can't be silent on this because I know what this money was sent here for and who it was sent for. And the mere fact that we are sitting around fighting over something that is rightfully ours. This is not the mayor's money. It ain't St. Louis Development Corporation money. This ain't the Board of Aldermen's money. This money was sent here for poor black folks in North St. Louis City. And for those that represent us to be sitting around on that money and keeping it from us, it's despicable. And I'm going to continue to say that because that's what I believe. And if I'm wrong, I hope and pray that somebody would find it in their heart to go ahead and correct me where I'm wrong. Because I definitely would love to see folks that can explain to me how is it that it's justified in sitting on this money the way they've been sitting on it and keeping it from poor black folks in North St. Louis City, who the money was sent in the interest of. And one of the things that I'm going to continue to do is talk about it until something is done about it. You just don't take money and sit on it when the people need the money. The people need the money. There's no question about it. We went through a tragedy, COVID-19, and the federal government sent emergency funds that our local government is sitting on, and the money was sent, and the instructions were plain and simple. Get this money to the people that it is intended for. Those that were left out during COVID, the first round of COVID relief money, get this money to actual businesses that was open and operating and suffering during the pandemic, and help a recovery stage after the pandemic. That's what these monies for. Now, we got 470. Well, there's some controversy about the numbers. When I recall, originally, there was $512 million that was issued to the city of St. Louis. Now they're saying it's $498 million. Now, we need to get some clarity on that first and foremost. And I think the people owes they're owed an explanation as to actually how much money was there and how much money is supposed to be there. And we need to look at this really, really hard, people, because there's no, if anybody can come up with a legitimate excuse, justification, why a people would suffer through a devastating situation with COVID-19 and to be given relief, a cent relief, or aid, as the federal government describes it, aid. It's like if you in the middle of a tornado and you waiting on them to bring water and food, but they just sitting on it. And they've been sitting on it for coming up on 4 years. This money was not intended to be set on. This money was sent to aid the people that have been disinvested, who have been neglected and just treated bad for decades. Resources are redlined. I, for one, am unable to get a bank to invest in my neighborhood. It's just that bad. They don't want to come and invest. They don't believe in our neighborhood. We have too many ills plagued in our communities and our neighborhoods. So I took this as an opportunity to capitalize and get a opportunity to expand a business that needed the help, that couldn't get it from the bank. The federal government sent the money. So if the federal government saying this area is so devastating, y'all need to help these businesses, get them this money Let's start building from the ground up, starting with the Hood Census Tract is what the president instructed. And they don't want to talk about that because that's the truth. And they don't want to confront the truth. And the truth of the matter is, those that are elected to represent the city of St. Louis have failed us in all the areas as it relates to getting the aid and the resources from the federal government to the people in the community that it was intended for. And to take it a step further, they're now having controversy about the numbers and what they're going to do with the rest of this money. There's supposed to be drug treatment in effect. There's supposed to be money for seniors and improving their homes. There's supposed to be monies that, that little $500 that they're trying to trickle off, it's supposed to be more than that. And take it a step further, the local elected officials voted against the people's getting the reloadable cards. That's something that they don't want to talk about either. Because all they had to do is set it up because the federal government said this is not enough money. We know we're going to have to send more. So they were supposed to be trying to put things in place so that the people could receive these resources. But no. What did our local government do? Well, let me tell you. And the local news media ain't going to tell you this. Our local government chose to sit on the money, collect the interest, and then figure out ways to how to funnel it to their campaign donors, how to figure out how to get it to the people that they're politically connected with and need political favors from. All that kind of cronyism and their family members and their partners, and the people that the money was sent for, once again, will be left out. We got to stop that, people. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. And the only way to stop it is to wake up, get engaged, get involved, and not ask, but demand accountability for the money that was sent in your interest. Not just me and King Prince Barbecue, but this money was sent for you. And that's why they still sitting on that $470 million that they're not talking to y'all about, and they're not going to talk to you about it. And the Rams money. Do poor little old black St. Louis, North St. Louis City get any of that money? Can they have some of the interest of it? Can we start there? So those are the things that we need to really be looking at, people, and we really need to be talking about this money and how they're just trying to do whatever they want to do with it, and business as usual. There's no reason you're going to send emergency funds from COVID-19 and then try to give it to your political partners and their family members who didn't even have a business. They're trying to start a business, open a business. This is wrong on so many levels with what's happening, what's going on. And we're still, as a community, suffering. We're still, as a people, suffering, being held back from the resources. There's no reason we should have all these vacant lots. Why can't we build something on all these vacant lots? You don't want to cut the grass, no way. But if you build something on them, you won't have to cut the grass. How about that? So those are the things that we need to be looking at, really dissecting and taking a grip to. This is Prince Carter. We're with the Prince Carter Show. I got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the Prince Carter Show.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
It is time for us to use our power. Please do not beg folks for power. Nobody is going to give it to you. You were born with power.
Some very sad news for all of you and people who love peace all over the world. Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
hard truth is that not everyone is sharing in this city's splendor and glory. There are more poor than ever, more families in trouble, more and more people who need help but can't find it.
A struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself.
We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment.
And so we say to all in this nation who would dare listen to us, black, white, Jew, Gentile, Asian, Latino, that we are brothers and sisters in a long and difficult struggle.
We have a government, sir, that needs to be opened up before the American people. White folk rule us with fear. It is not white people, it's your fear of them that you got to be freed from. We have a government, sir, that needs to be opened up before the American people.
And especially in the North St. Louis City, man, I tell you. Welcome back to the Prince Carter Show. I'm your host, Prince Carter. And before we went to the break, we were talking about these American Rescue Plan funds that have been held hostage for 1,300 and I want to say 13 days and counting. But you know, the deal is this, folks. The fight ain't over. We got to continue to stay alarmed and stay active. A quick update as it relates to the circumstances behind King Prince Barbecue. As you all well know, because of all this political BS that's in our city and the corruption and so on and so forth, we've been forced to have to relocate. So what I did was I started looking around. Folks have been helping me look. We've been trying to find, and to no avail, I've been able to find anything within our reach. So what we decided to do was do what we got to do. Yeah, I mean, we got to survive, man. So the city had a program whereas they were trying to get rid of all these lots that they don't have the resources or the manpower to cut anyway to get rid of them. So I have purchased a lot, and I'm going to put forth an effort to build from the ground up. But the lot can serve as a temporary operating location until we can get this building built. If I have to lay this thing brick by brick, 2x4 by 2x4, concrete slab by concrete slab, we're going to build a building from the ground up. By any means necessary, we shall build. I'm operating on faith in God's word, and we're pressing forward with building our own building. There's too many vacant lots in this community for King Prince Barbecue not to be in business. There's too many empty spots in this city, I say. Too many vacant lots that we could utilize to build from the ground up. The unfortunate reality is I'm going to have a hard time getting the necessary political support from people that you can't even talk to, like your alder people. My alderwoman has just vanished on me, and she won't even talk to me about this money or getting the resources. Sharon Ties will not talk to Prince Carter about these American Rescue Plan funds, and she will not aid and assist me in getting these funds in any way. She's made it perfectly clear on that. I understand her position. I ain't mad at her for being who she is. That's who she is. That's who she is. But I'm going to press forward, and I'm going to continue to do all that I need to do to build this building from the ground up on this vacant lot. And that's where I'm at, people. I hope and pray that you all understand that this is crucial in moving forward, is being able to not have to be kicked around and shoved around time and time again. And we're tired of relocating. We've got the vacant lot. We just got to get the money and get it built. And that's what we're working on right now. In the interim, they kick us out the first of the year. we will operate, and we got a food truck on standby, and we'll operate from the food truck on the lot until we can get the building built. That's my plan. That's what we're going to do. I pray that God continues to arm us with the full body of armor, and that we don't have any unnecessary opposition to doing this. We've already got the land. We've already got approval from the neighborhood organizations and the people that live in the neighborhoods. We've gone door to door, and the people that live in this neighborhood, they want us to stay there. They want us to be in the neighborhood. We're welcome there. They embrace us, so we're not going to leave. We're going to stay right where we're at, and we're going to build from the ground up. That's where we're at. That's what I'm on, people. And I want to be clear. We're going to build this building by any means necessary. Whatever it takes, and anything and anybody that gets in the way, we'll deal with it as accordingly. So I'm praying for Sharon Ties. I'm asking you to pray for Sharon Ties, that she will not be a block, that she will not get in the way or try to hinder us or stop us from building this building from the ground up. I thank you for taking the time to listen to us this morning. I'm going to get out of here. I got some work to do, but I just wanted to hop on to give you all that quick update. That's where we are. This has been the Prince Carter Show. I'll catch y'all back next weekend. Love, peace, and soul.
We have a government, sir, that needs to be opened up before the American people. White folk rule us with fear. It is not white people, it's your fear of them that you gotta be freed from.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister. I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother, talk to me, sister.
It is time for us to use our power. Please do not beg folks for power. Nobody is going to give it to you. You were born with power.
Some very sad news for all of you and people who love peace all over the world. Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me.
I think I'm hearing revolution in the air. Tell me, brother.